people, and welcome to Crisyugo VR Show. I'm your host, Crisyugo, and we'll talk about how to custom avatar with the Great Dog, the sudden growth population of VRChat with Tails, and a marvelous performance by Gruxman 18. So stay tuned, because you know it's going to be great. So for today, we have one of the cutest person in VRChat, and one that has more model crossovers than everyone else. Give him a big applause to the Great Dog. Thank you for being here, people. Big applause. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah. So, the Great Dog. So in VRChat, I remember those first days in the game and seeing all the old wonders of this amazing game. Meeting these wonderful worlds, wonderful people, and long sessions of intense petting. So, the Great Dog, tell me, how was your first experience in VRChat? The first of the first.
My first experience in VRChat was like I got in. I was on a Steam account at first, and I saw all these people with all these unique avatars. So I immediately made a VRChat account because I wanted to have my own avatar. I grabbed this random like bear costume anime girl, ran around as that for a little bit, and after a while, I ended up finding out that someone else was using the avatar before me, so I kind of let them have it because they had it before me. It's obvious why. But I tried to find something more unique and a little bit more approachable. So I ended up finding the cat. And that was like maybe a week after I started. But my first experience, I ran into a good bit of people. I was in the bar. I remember throwing drinks around everywhere. And like early on, I ran into Nags on his Steam account, and I had no idea who he was at the time, and I just followed him around, and this whole event just went off, and I just followed him around, and this whole event just went off, and I was just following. It was great.
Oh man, so nice. Man, I remember meeting my first VRChat friends and those long philosophical conversations, man. I remember it was pretty nice, my first steps to being a Unity chat and that kind of stuff. And the best of all is that they still play Among Us, There's a lot of people that still play right now, it's pretty wonderful. So, I know that everyone that's into avatars starting Blender and Unity. But some people talk about the difficulty of all those, of these programs. They also tell me, what was the hardest stuff you had to do in this process of making a custom avatar? Because, it's not easy to get it working in the game.
Yeah. Definitely the hardest part about making a custom avatar is pretty much just starting out, because you have to learn the programs before you're really able to do anything. And that's definitely the hardest part, because it's something you actually have to go and you have to pretty much like burn it into your head of what to do, or it's going to take you weeks on end just to make one avatar. Once you get to the point where you can just naturally go and naturally edit stuff, like when I'm going, it's almost like I'm typing at this point in Blender. When I'm editing avatars, because I just know what shortcuts I need to use. But that beginning is definitely the hardest part. And model specific, the hardest part is definitely the hands. The hands are always what will give you the most trouble if you're having problems with those. There's just a lot that can go wrong with them.
It's very interesting because it's the same as drawing, While you're learning to draw and you need to face hands, it's like, oh no, it's so difficult. It's pretty similar to drawing, but obviously 3D, it's a little different, but at the same time, it's pretty similar. So, in this process of making avatars, what is the program that you most like? Because there's always like one that you prefer. Which one, Blender or Unity?
I actually prefer Blender over Unity. I will say Unity is more user friendly. Like it is easier to use, but I like Blender because you have so much more options to it. Instead of like in Unity, for example, you have if your meshes aren't separated, you can't take off this hat on an avatar, for example. But in Blender, you can go in and assign what you want to have as individual pieces so that you're able to manipulate it in any way you want. Not only that, but you can do all this other crazy nonsense like animations. You can set up a whole bunch more in Blender. You're just so much more open than you are in Unity.
Yeah. So for you it's Blender. For me it's like I haven't decided yet because I need to learn Blender. I've been seeing a lot of wonderful things that people have made with Blender, and it's amazingly. They make simple stuff and they make amazing works. So I need to like, I don't know. I'm like 50-50 for each one. So no, we know the difficulties of making avatars, but at the same time here, there's a huge feeling of accomplishment when you see your model works in game. So Great Dog, what's the best part of making an avatar for you? What's the best? What is the thing that makes you proud of making this avatar, making it work in the game?
Well, to answer that question, I actually have two answers. If you don't mind me answering twice, but
No, there's no problem.
The thing about it is, my two favorite parts about making avatars is the ones that I make copies of others. Like when they say I can make a great dog representing them, just walking up to them and seeing their excitement when they see the great dog version of them and all the little bitty bits I added to it. Other than that, like the best thing about making avatars, in my opinion, is when you take a long time, like when you put a whole bunch of work into an avatar, like you make all these custom parts to it, you make custom animations, you do all this work for it, and you finally get it uploaded to the game, and you just walk around as it, and it just feels good to walk around, and everyone comes up to you, and they're just like ecstatic about this weird abomination or masterpiece you made, because it can go hand in hand. Like it could be an abomination that is also a masterpiece. It's just up to you, really.
Yeah, man. Making avatars, the first time I got my first avatar working in the game, I was so happy because you see your character live. You are the character, but you see the character live, and all the work that you put into it, just amazing. It's pretty nice, and people like, oh, I like your model because it's so cute, or you make that weird override so cool, or you have animations. It's pretty nice the feedback from people, and also this way of feeling your avatar. It's amazing, good. So people, there you go. The Great Dog, one of the best avatars importers. Thank you very much. Applause for the Great Dog. Woo! Yeah, man. Thank you very much for being here. Yeah. Yeah, it's so cool, man. Okay, so now on. Are you new in VRChat? Don't know how to custom avatar? I love anime girls. Just come to Kiki's Logos Avatar Dimension. In this wine flavored map, you can choose between 24 cute anime girls avatars. So don't hesitate and go to Kiki's Logos Avatar Room. You can find it in the news and popular section in the world's menu. So go there, man. If you don't know how to custom avatar or you're pretty new, you can get the avatar you want. Obviously, if you like anime girls, because the only thing that only anime girls. And now we have our next guest of the show. He has been in VRChat for quite a while, so he knows how was VRChat back then. he used to hang out in the all having public instances. Do you believe that? It's so weird. Right now it's full of people and it's so messy. There's always something happening. It's so crazy public. It's pretty nice public, by the way. Yeah, pros and cons. But he know how was VRChat back then. Back then was a little bit more petty, intense, more love. Everyone knew each other. And so people give him a pretty wonderful welcome to Tales. Welcome. Woo! Yeah. Yay, man. It's really cool, man.
Clap.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so cool. So, welcome. How are you, Tales? Pretty nice to have you here in the show.
Yes, hello.
Have a seat.
Yeah, I'm trying to get on. This chair moves a lot.
Yeah. Okay, man, don't worry. So, welcome to the show, man. I'm pretty glad to have you here, man. It's really nice.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So, man, I remember back then in October when I was making my first step into VRChat. This new world, new community, new everything. A place that you can be whoever you want. A place that brings the best of us. How wonderful, So, tell us, Tales, how was your experience in the VRChat from back then? Before this boom of people.
Okay, so back then I was not. I didn't have a lot of experience in VRChat. I also started as a Steam player, right? And I knew VRChat because of the video, so I went in and basically maximum players back then when I joined, there was only like 50. There was only 50 like online players at the same time, right? So back then it was like we all knew each other, right? Hey, how's it going? Whatever, right? And like, well, but also back in the day as well, I didn't have an avatar as well, so I had to have someone to help me to get an actual Tails model, right? But back in the day, it was more calm, extremely calm. Everybody knew who was who, and now it's just like there's way too many people to know every single person.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but tell us a little bit, how was your experience? Can you have this avatar, some people have you, but how was like the experience of, the relationship with people, tell me that a lot of people, but tell us about more like the petting or something like that,
Like how people were back in the day?
Yeah. That's
okay, well, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, right now, as we speak, there's a lot of trolls at the moment, but back in the day, there was no trolls. I mean, there was some, but not as much as it is right now. There's so many nice people back in the day, and the fact that, like I said, we all kind of knew each other, so it was like family. We were all family. And like we all hang out. Like right now, people back in the day, the veterans, they're in private worlds, right? And back in the day, we were able to see each other in public worlds, right? And I don't know, but yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So right now, we know that the VRChat community has changed because of the recent surge to players. We went from like 300 to 3,000 in like a week, and in 3 weeks we went from 3,000 to 15,000. It's crazy the amount of people that got into VRChat, recently. So, a lot of people that comes into VRChat right now are nice. Some of the people, and others not so much. But how was your experience in this change? Because this technically was life-changing, at least here, obviously, in VRChat, experience.
Okay, well,
So,
let's see. Changes. Okay, so basically, like I said, there's a lot of nice people, right? Like it was practically like family, right? And there was a time where VRChat all of a sudden just hit popularity because of one video, right? Well, before that, actually, I joined VRChat because of that one video. It was the Nemo video. That video, that's what got me in here.
Yeah, have you seen my son? Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
that one. Yeah. My God. So that video got me here, and that's what brought more people to VRChat. And that was also the time when there was like 50 maximum people, right? So, the next from there on, there was trolls playing as the Nemo character. It was okay, but the joke was getting too repetitive. Now, the next trigger, which I believe I'm not 100% sure, if it's the I'm not sure if it's the cockblock video made from PewDiePie, right? The review of PewDiePie. So now,
yeah.
the people, all of a sudden, people just start showing up. PewDiePie fans came out of nowhere, and holy snaps, that's when they start trolling so much, like you have no idea. Like it's, yeah, okay. So it was uncontrollable. I couldn't even tell who's family anymore because like there's so many new people I cannot keep up anymore, right? So at that time, that's when the chat was increasing by numbers, like hundreds, thousands, whatever. So, um, also, what was it? There was another video, but it wasn't a video. It was a Twitch streamer. That was another trigger as well. The video, I think the stream had like, well, I was told, right? It was like 20,000 viewers watching at the same time, right? So that also the time when everyone also got on, right? So this person, the last thing I remember, he was wearing like a giraffe suit. I have no idea. He's a Twitch streamer. But yeah, okay. So like I said, it's just impossible. I couldn't have a good time at those times, right? And every time I go to the hub, it's just so many new people. Where's all my friends at? They're all disappeared. So I have to go through my friends list and here you are. Hey, here you are. They're all different worlds, public worlds. People that are in public worlds are avoiding the new people because they're just trolls or toxic. They're whatever, right? But not all people are toxic. Okay, don't get me wrong. Like it's just some, right? But there's good people out there that watch the PewDiePie videos, the Twitch streamer. Yeah, like I said, yeah, it was just there's some that are there, and that's what people are going into private worlds as well. And that's my experience of like, you know what? I'm just not gonna go to the hub and go to my friends. But yeah.
Yeah, this changed the experience for everyone, and most of the dance people, went into private instances. You tell like you have to find them in your friendlies and go into friends only instances. You have to have fun and to keep the old BR's experience. But I think, as you said, there's still good people, there in public instances, and I think we have some kind of duty to incorporate those good people that are outside, or to work like little community of good people, So the question is the following: what can we do to get to them and make them come to us?
Okay, so to get those nice people out of their shells, right? Because they're all like hiding away from the trolls and stuff like that. Basically, what VRChat is now is like, you just can't go to the hub and expect nice people, right? There is people, but it's just majority of the time it's like, what are you or whatever, right? So how we can get closer to those nice people to come to us. To coming to us is more like we have to know them first, or like know them. So basically, connections, that people that you trust. So for example, like, hey, like let's say I have you added, right? But there's someone of your best friend I do not know yet is a nice person, right? But if you trust me enough, you can introduce him to me, and I know a new person, and that's how the nice people group get along. Right? We keep the toxic away, and we have our friends together, the people that we trust. So basically, it's just connection after connection after connection, like a link, right? So let's say I'm hosting a party with my friends, but one of their friends wants to invite another friend. I'm like, okay, sure, why not? He comes in, he's nice. That person just made 5 extra friends that are nice too, right? So yeah, so basically, the only way is you have to make friends, the people that you actually trust, and that person needs to trust you. Hey, let me show you one of my friends. This guy right here. This guy. Hey, you guys talk.
Yeah. Yeah. So in conclusion, VRChat, right now, it's still the old experience, before this boom. But it's like hitting this friends only or friends plus instances.
Yeah.
But I think VRChat is like a society, with its own rules. It's like a new country, in the world, because it's like a country that's made of all countries around the world, because, for example, you are in the United States, I'm in Chile, we are like 8,000 kilometers away, but here we're at the side of another, of each other, I mean, so it's amazing. For me, it's amazing that, that how this game put people together. It's just amazing, and there's a lot of people to discover and a lot of places to discover too. This game, for me, it's one of the best things that happened, like in my life. It's just amazing. So, people, thank you very much, Tails. Give him a pretty well applause, a pretty well goodbye, because he's so nice and everything. Give him a pretty big applause, people, to Tails. Thank you very much, buddy. You're amazing. You're the best of the best, Pretty nice. So I want to buy the red dog. So Tails, take a seat at a side. Take a seat at a side, in the second seat. That's why there are two. Come the red dog, because I want to present our third guest in this show, and this is what everybody was waiting for. Comes from the boy, one of the best dancers in VRChat. He'll get everyone pumped. He's gonna give us the best moment of our lives. Here comes Groxman 18 with remote control. Give him a pretty nice welcome. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty nice. Yeah, it's so cool. Okay. Woo! Yeah, applause, people, applause. Pretty nice.
Yay.
LR stop and dash and up and up EBABS LR stop and dash and up and up EBABS LR stop and dash and up and up EBABS LR stop and dash and up and up EBABS LR stop and dash and up and up EBABS LR stop and dash and up and up You ready? You ready? Now sit down, please. Just spin it and win it or turn it around. We're jumping and sliding down, we're dancing night. So shout it and scream it or sing it loud, yeah. And falling and get me a human girl just like you.
Yeah. Big applause to Rocksman 18.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah, the best dancer in VRChat. The best of the best. You know, amazing. So now people. Okay, everyone got to the center. Everyone at the center. Everyone at the center. People, come. Everyone, come here. Come here into this right.
Jeez.
Okay, come over
jeez.
here, people. Everyone here.
Oh shit.
So, right now, I want to thank you, everyone, because right now, there's no more show left. But thank you, everybody. Come over here. Yeah, there we go. Pretty cool, So, I really want to thanks to the lead public here, obviously, because, you're amazing for being here. Thank you very much. And thank you to the Great Dog, Tails, Gruxman 18, and obviously to the backstage team, Arcane and Phantom Pizza are back there, recording and working in the Switch. You're amazing. Thank you very much for this first episode, man. I couldn't be able to do this without all this wonderful team. So thank you very much, people. So give yourself a big applause, people, because this is Crisyugo VR show. I'm Crisyugo, and see you next time. Woo, people.
Yeah.
Woo.
Tails, you smell delicious.
Women,
Up your hair.
everyone.